move right in to our first mini interview for today. So, welcome to the Holiday Extravaganza, a celebration of a very good year. Today, we have present not just our learners, so we're welcoming our entire community into our Holiday Extravaganza. And the first person we're going to be talking to is this lady, Ms. Rosemary Rodriguez. Yes. And Rosemary practiced in California, where currently they don't require that massage therapists who've completed massage school, they don't require in California to pass the MBLEx. And so when Ms. Rosemary decided that New Mexico was calling her name, what she found was she needed to pass the MBLEx. She ended up having to restart her career to place a pause on her career. She is here today to talk to us. She's here today to talk to us about her experience.
Hi, Jody. Thank you. Hi, everyone. It's good to be here.
Yay! Hello, hello. Congratulations, my dear. Yeah. So, what happened yesterday?
It was hard. I did definitely have moments where I remembered the panic that started to set in. And then I was just like, the breathing was really helpful. Grounding, breathing, trusting all the work, that the practices and, just the platform, all the tools and resources that the platform gave me over the last few months, so it worked. It
It
worked.
did. It sure did. And what was your exciting result from yesterday?
It was a passing. Yeah.
Someone
So,
passed the amblex.
yeah. So I'm very grateful.
Yeah, is that how you're feeling?
Oof. Well, yeah, there was moments of shock, but lots of gratitude and excitement and celebrating and with my beloved community and with you guys here. It's been awesome to be a part of something, and that's been really powerful.
You went through a time that is kind of unique in that you were practicing in California and
Mhm.
you moved and then legally couldn't practice. You had to pause. How did it feel to be in the pause?
It's been really hard. Yeah, it's been a really hard, kind of very humbling, hard for my ego as well, just having to go back into the service industry and having to start all over. I did take the MBLEx when I got here to New Mexico because I had paid for it in Oakland, but I didn't really have a chance. I started studying there, but then I moved and it was just such a big transition that I couldn't continue that process. So I just decided to go take it because somebody advised me to do that just to get that experience out of the way and I had paid for it. And so I didn't pass it the first time around. I
Mhm.
have a lot of test-taking anxiety and some trauma from high school. And then that's when I found your program. I started doing research. I found your program. And then I was like, okay, I'm ready now to like really go full force. And I found the home. So I had that foundation. But it's been almost like a 3-year process to pass this test, honestly.
I'm so happy for you. In the midst, I thank you for sharing your timeline because there are other people here in our community who are in a similar situation, who this did not happen on the timeline that they wanted it to happen. They had an agenda, and there's an old saying that we make a plan and the universe laughs because in this process we get to know ourselves. We get to learn things about ourselves. For a couple of weeks, you've been passing the practice exams, right? What were your scores in there?
Yeah, I started like when I first started, it was like a 58, and I remember you telling me, don't worry, that's very normal. And then slowly with time, it started to change, and just kind of following the structure was really helpful too, of like, okay, I put this amount of time to study. Once a week, I do a practice exam. Once a week, I do a simulation exam, and then study in between when I could, give my brain a break to integrate all of that. And then slowly the test scores started to go up.
And I believe your last test score might have been 80.
I think so, yeah, something
I,
very close. Yeah,
Yeah.
79.
So what a shift. What a huge shift.
Yeah.
That is the evidence that Tara and Kara and I look for when you're preparing for your actual MBLEx. At least 3 times you have passed our simulation exam. That tells us you're understanding the questions and you're picking the best answer. You started off, Rosemary, by mentioning it was hard. Was the MBLEx hard?
Yeah, it's hard. It's tricky the way the questions are framed, and some questions feel very off the wall, like almost like where did this even come from? I studied for 3 months, and why is this question even in there? But it's the test taking strategies I feel like really kicked in. Yes, it's, the studying, but I think that muscle of like taking the test, practicing what to look out for, I think somewhere was that muscle was in there somewhere. And the breathing, it's like, but it's, yeah. And then knowing you have, at some point, I had 42 minutes left and I still had a good amount of questions left. So I started to really panic. And I called the guy and I was like, is that really how much time I have left? And he's like, yeah, but you're doing pretty good. Just keep going. And I pretty much used almost the full 2 hours. So part of me is like, should I have gotten more time? Like, but I got through it. But yeah, it's all of the pieces, right? All of the things that are coming at your nervous system.
All of those things that are coming at your nervous system. What you've been practicing is self-regulation, nervous system regulation, to realize when you are like, boop, I'm getting a little panicky. Okay, breathe. What a spectacular example of what actually happens when you're taking the test. Final question. What advice would you have to our community of people who are actively studying for the MPLEX?
Yeah, thank you for asking, Jody. I mean, I love what you said, right? Like we go into this thinking that we're going to go in this linear upward, and it's actually like this like windy road. And so much of that it really faces us, at least I'll speak for myself, it faced me with myself. Test became more of a teacher, like, yes, I need to know this information. Yes, I need to pass this test. But it became a great teacher of all the ways that I don't love myself and how hard I am on myself. And part of like coming to the class and you start the classes so often with that reinforcement and that encouragement and that empowering, like you got to breathe, you got to remember to care about yourself, you got to remember to love yourself in this process and only give the test as much power as it deserves, but that ultimately my health and I'm very important in this process and how I get there and how I care about myself and the people around me in that process. It's been a huge lesson. Like I gave myself a massage the day before. I didn't cram the day of the test. I just did a really light study and I cut myself off. I remembered that I have a body that is connected to a mind and they are working in an axis. And so all of that I think started to add up, over time. And so that's one of my has been one of my greatest lessons about this test, like all the ways that I don't always love myself.
Mm, so beautiful. And it is, I think it's really resonating with our community because, yeah, we're determined. We've got this goal, right? And we're a human being. Many of us operate as a human doing. Boom, 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 boom. I gotta do, I gotta do, I gotta keep doing, I gotta go, I gotta go. Because it's a little scary to just be. And it's in the being that we reconnect with our true self. We are in it to win it. We got a task at hand. It is like, let's just pass this test. Yes, let's pass this test. And let's suck the lessons, take in the lessons that we're learning along the way. Congratulations. New Mexico has one of their newest massage therapists.
And so we're definitely celebrating for sure.
In happy dance. Honestly, the world has another amazing massage therapist that is generously giving her gift to the world. So thank you.
Thank you, everybody, so much
Ah,
for this.
whoop, whoop. Yeah. Whether it's me, Tara, or Kara, we are all wishing you the absolute best for a 2026. And if you haven't passed the MBLEx this year, just know, for all of us, the best is yet to come. See you soon.